Hi Denise, how you doing? I've got your examples up here. I just want to take a look at each one, and I'm going to show you some other examples of design portfolio, and then we'll take a look at the work and what's due this week. Sound good? Okay, let's get started. So I've got your 3 pages up, your 3 background designs, and the one thing I will mention is that I think that they're basically 3 iterations of the same design. You've got the same concept with the vine. Spanning the border of the page, okay? And then in some of them, you put this little kind of border down here to include your text. And then, but each one has this same vine motif. And preferably, I would like you to maybe do a little bit further investigation to see if there's any other feasible alternatives for your background page. In other words, you've gone with this design concept for all 3 of your examples, so it seems like you're kind of, for a lack of a better way of saying it, I guess putting your eggs in the same basket, as opposed to trying to develop alternative layout styles. Okay, so basically, this is okay. I mean, it's good. The basic formula is good. You've got your border, which kind of defines each page. And then you've got your area where the type is going to be located in the same location every page. And that's good. That'll create a nice timing, and it'll allow the viewer to know exactly where to look for the pertinent information on each page. Okay? And you followed that formula for each of your 3 example pages. And that's great. Okay? That's good. You definitely understand that the background page needs to be consistent from it's your type shouldn't be jumping around the page. That's good. Let's take a look at the actual design itself, and let me show you what I'm seeing, okay? I think it's reasonable that we can probably close this and this because they're basically the same iteration. Okay, so let's jump over here. Yeah, let's look at that one, okay? Okay, let me see. I just did something I didn't want to do. That's what I wanted to keep that open. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing here is that here's your page. Okay. And what I'm seeing is that this border, this decorative border, it's interfering with your work. And that's one thing you don't want to do in Portfolio. Portfolio, the work is the star of the show. It should be the star of the show, and it should be treated as the star of the show on each and every page. I'm not quite seeing that here because of this border is just really playing a prominent role in the composition. So I think it's stealing a lot of attention where attention should be, and that is directed towards the work itself. So my suggestion, I'm going to show you some recommendations for improvement, and then I'd like you to see maybe design a couple more pages and resubmit. I don't think these will work. I don't recommend using these real busy vine borders on your portfolio pages. So, and then I want to talk about your type. So you're saying design and for portfolio, but this is just a design. So this is just a design portfolio. It's not a photography portfolio. I mean, if you want to add that later, please feel free. But for the scope of this class, we're just looking at your design work. So I would remove photography. So you just have your design portfolio. Okay. Now, regarding the work itself, I want to go through this work as well because you have some things that are due for this week that are not present. So we'll look at that. But in the meantime, I want to show you a couple of things that I think that you should be looking at. And one of them is this. Here we are. This is week 1 portfolio progress. And right over here, please follow these steps. Here's what is due for this week. Your electives, your resume, business card, sample sheet, and other self-promo items. So you have your 4 electives plus your personal identity, okay? Then I wanted to show you these pages. I don't know if you've looked at these pages, but these pages, they're similar to yours in that the type is located on the exact same spot each page, and that's very, very smart. As I said, that creates a nice timing. So the difference between this page and your page, obviously, is that this page doesn't have that border. Okay, so do you see how when you look at this page, you're just really concentrating on the work itself and not on any sort of decorative backgrounds for your portfolio pages? Let me show you another example, a really effective example of the same concept. Here, this portfolio here, as we start to page through it, you can see that the work is presented in the same area each page, and the type is presented in the same spot each page. Okay, it's designed with this designer's branding, meaning these colors, this logo, and that general kind of posture, black and this turquoise color. So, and you can see that everything is really following that. So every page we go to, the text is right there, and there's nothing really to interfere, okay? That is kind of where I would like you to go. Now, at first, it's going to seem that your pages are really kind of bland, but just go with me on this. Trust me here, because we can do some things that will pick up the basic presentation, and that's adding grid pieces and things like that are really going to pick up the pages. But for now, I want you to concentrate on a simple background page. Try to eliminate any really distracting elements, and concentrate on basically the general area where you're going to present your work. The grid. This is a grid right here. These are grids. And then I also have that video in the announcements, how to design using a grid. I'd like you to look at that to get a grip on how to use the inherent mathematics associated with each page to your benefit, to use that mathematics in order to present a very cohesive and consistent layout. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for the background pages. Okay, now as far as the work goes, let's jump over here to week 5 and 6, and we can see that what is due for week 5 is our 5 and 6 is, where did that go? What the heck just happened? Okay, so you have your 4 electives, and then you have your personal identity. So, and don't forget, in your personal identity, if you take a look at that video, let's jump over to the, I could get rid of that. Let's jump over here to the announcements page. And if you take a look at these, there's that design, how to design using a grid. And then we have these examples. Please take a look at those. And they're going to show over and over what I've just described about the page mechanics itself. But if you look at this, welcome to week 5, welcome to week 6, and especially welcome to week 6 and week 6 part 2. If you take a look at those, you're going to see where I have gone in and I've said, okay, this is what I think you should do for your personal identity. Okay, so my recommendation, of course, was to design your letterhead, to put your resume on your letterhead, to design your business card, as well as your number 10 envelope. That would complete your stationery letterhead, business card, number 10 envelope, and then your sample sheet and some sort of other self-promotional items. I can show you what this student did for other self-promotional items. Let's jump up there and see that there's the letterhead. Note that the resume is designed on the letterhead. The background, that one back there, that's the letterhead. Resume is designed on the background. Also, your cover letter would be, the resume is designed on the letterhead. Your cover letter would be designed on your letterhead, and subsequently you could use this letterhead for billing and invoicing, etc. when that time comes, if you elect to go into freelance design. So you've got your letterhead, business card, envelope. Okay, and then here's the other branding. She's got the sweatshirt, the coffee mug, and then the notepad. So that's those other branding. Where'd it go? That's the other branding right here, other self-promotional items. Okay, so don't forget you have to turn in this work too, just like this, our weekly work. Now you don't have to, when you turn it in, you don't have to supply it on these pages. You can just turn it in like the same way you did last week, but definitely work on those background pages and try to get something submitted within the next couple of days. Something close to these, that layout or the one I showed you would be just fine. Okay. I hope this makes sense, Denise. If it doesn't, please feel free to contact me, because I want to get this down this week so we get the background down so we can just concentrate on starting to develop our page mechanics and our layout for our final presentation. I know it's only week 5, 6, but we're going to be there before you know it. So also, please consider submitting early. I left that message the other day, but submit early. That way I'll be able to get on your work and we can get it all nice and critiqued, and you can really keep working on it through these 2-week spans instead of, just going into the next assignment and then waiting a couple of days and putting your portfolio in. I think it would be better just to continuously work on it. All right, that's all I have, Denise. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to, or if I can clarify anything in this video or in the assignment itself, hopefully I've done so. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to contact me. Okay, thanks, Denise.